right, well, we're going to ask Paramore a couple of questions. Just so you know, this is Taylor here on guitar in the end. We have Zach up the back. We have Haley. We have Josh. And we have Jeremy. And all of these guys in varying degrees were involved in our little community in Franklin, Tennessee. So there has been a lot of change, obviously, in the last several years into your lifestyles and the different things that you're doing from when we used to hang out a lot. Tell me, how has life changed for you guys now that you're, part of the band, you're touring and traveling and that kind of stuff? Haley?
Well, for one, I think our sense of community has changed a lot in the way that, obviously we all grew up in a youth group together, and a couple of us went to different places every once in a while, but like now, sometimes we're all we have on the road, and it's definitely difficult to stay connected, and obviously there's times you just want some space, but I guess overall our sense of community has changed because we reach back to home a lot of times for encouragement and comfort, and also we meet in the most random places, like out on tour. You really can't be picky. You have to find God wherever you can, and it's good. It's been a learning process for us, and we're still learning on the road.
Yeah, Josh, what about you? How's things changed?
Oh man, it's my life, all of our lives. It's just kind of it was like a 180 total turnaround, and we were just a bunch of kids when we started, practicing in Jeremy's living room and playing at Fusion in the worship band. The next thing you know, we hit the road, and time flies. I mean, life went by really, really fast. Well, it's not like it's over, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's just like, I'm 20 years old, I started when I was 16, and it's crazy. Like, to think, we've come this far, and it's such a blessing, but at the same time, it's kind of scary.
Yeah. Poor Josh. I'm not a very good youth pastor. He was helping me one day stack some wood, and this was at the church, and he stepped on a piece of wood, and a nail went through his shoe and through his foot. Yeah, good times. So I took him to the hospital and sat there in the emergency room for hours waiting for his foot to get fixed, and then his mum came in and we just hung out together, and I'm looking at his mum, she's like, yeah, so you stabbed my son, and I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. So, we're in a series right now where we're talking about different world religions and how the belief system differs from Christianity, and today we're talking about New Age and talking about how truth is sometimes really now subjective out in culture. Now, you guys were at the Grammys recently. You got nominated for New Artist of the Year. You are on tour with Jimmy World right now.
Yeah, I saw
as you are in this new world and in this new environment where truth is sometimes subjective for people, how do you strengthen your faith? How do you keep your faith strong?
Well, like I said, you have to, something that I've been learning, and I'm still learning right now, is learning how to find God in, not just a 30 minutes a day. It's like you can worship God in anything that you do, if you do it with, I think, the right mindset. And I'm really learning how to do that on the road, because your routine changes every day. You can't say, well, I'm going to put God here in the morning before I eat breakfast. I'm going to worship Him there. Like, I'm learning how to not need a routine, and it's something that we're all learning. Like, we always say before we go out on tour, we're going to do Bible studies and we're going to do this, and it's really tough. It's tough to even all find each other at the same, get each other in the same room for 10 minutes. It's really hard, and obviously being out on the road, you run into people who believe millions of different things, and just in conversations with people that you love and with people that you can learn from, I think there's time to worship God in that as well, and there's time to find Him in those things and in those people's faces. Like, we have a huge opportunity and a huge blessing doing what we do, And I love learning, learning every day how I can find God in something new.
And you were telling me last night, I think it was on the Warped Tour, you managed to get time regularly to sort of have a Bible study on the tour, right?
Yeah, a lot of the bands would get to Under Oath. Do you guys know Under Oath? Yeah, those guys are amazing. They actually, a couple of those guys led the Bible studies, and it was amazing. It was some of it, like that sense of community on that tour in the middle of like this punk rock circus. Like to find God in that was huge for me. That was a big wake-up call, and it's some of the best, like the closest I've felt to the Lord out on the road.
Yeah, that's great. I know that you guys are still very young and you know, similar ages to everyone that's in the room. But God has given you guys a platform to speak to millions of people now. Now you've got a captive crowd of you know, 1,000 or so. What would you like to say to a bunch of teenagers, a bunch of peers?
I mean, okay. Well, I mean, I know we're in a band and we have this type of platform, but this isn't anything you've probably heard this before. But just because you know, if you don't have to have a stage like us to have huge opportunities every day to find God and to lead an example. You know, like I said, that's not rocket science. It's pretty simple, but I don't know. Just find time to realize that God is everywhere with you, and it's not just about fitting Him into 15 minutes a day. You can find Him all day, whether you're in class, whether it's Starbucks. Like no matter what you're doing, like serve Him.
That's great. Would you guys like to hear another song? Why don't you stand to your feet?
Yeah, stand up. I'm gonna get them.